Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces, if you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, there's a link in the description box to plug in your information at alwaysastrology.com. That way you can look at your Moon and Rising sign readings for the week, see if they have any additional messages or insight for you. However, this should resonate with you and should be appealing and healing on some level for you. This is a general spread, so whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I'll encourage you to apply the messages here to that, and hopefully you find it helpful. I'll be doing a 5-card spread with the Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot, and drawing a card each from the Medicine card Tarot and the Healing with the Angels Tarot following this 5-card spread. So in the description box as well, there are links to the cards, my ebook, and why I do what I do. So this is for Pisces the week of May 30th to June 6th. I wish for Pisces all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask that Gaia please bless this reading for Pisces. So Pisces, so far in your central position, you have the card Breathe. There could be an opportunity this week for you to take a moment to yourself. That moment could turn into a day or two. But you are being called upon to slow down and relax. Focus on breath. Focus on health. If there is stress in your life, for example, this week, Spirit is giving you the opportunity to sit and try to discover what it has to teach you. If it's something that feels overwhelming or that you'd like to get away from, you can treat it like a project that you need to defeat. Either way, definitely something needs to be confronted this week. By taking a moment to breathe, taking a moment to relax into yourself, particularly if there is any difficulty in the week ahead. I just want to see if there's any additional language around the Breathe card, particularly because it's in a central position here. It's usually, when I do readings with this deck, it's usually a qualifier card on the outside. But because it's on the inside and it represents you, the terminology they use, the authors, for example, is patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, and trust. So this is just letting yourself calm down, letting yourself trust that something positive or wonderful is going to happen. This is also telling you that no matter what befalls you this week or what you encounter this week, that struggle is probably not necessary. Struggle is probably not part of the problem solving this week, Pisces. In the energy that you're just coming out of, or energy that's just leaving, coming into the week, we have exchanging gifts, and this is all about being in the present moment. I'll show you the card up close in a second, but there's a fairy literally in a box that looks like a present. It's being available, being present to yourself, being present to the situation, being aware, and being accountable. So it's no surprise really that these two are right next to each other, especially if this is energy that you're leaving and then coming into the week, because it looks like perhaps you've already done this difficult work here. You've already, as I opened this card with, for example, with the story I opened the card with was, perhaps you have something to get over or something to confront, to either dissolve or to put to rest, however you want to deal with that. And because of that, you've gotten to the core of that matter, for example, now you're in a position to totally trust and be able to meditate clearly and be able to look at things and feel things more clearly and more positively. So that's beautiful. In the external position or outside influence, this is also the conscious position, what you're aware of. This is going with the flow. This is about seasons. This is about getting over hurdles and humps, trusting that you can do this. There's also an element of balance here, awareness of balance of emotions, balance of time, relationships, etc. These two actually are really lovely together in a sense because you're in the present here and you're going with the flow. This is about a great deal of coping skills. This is, if they're not newly developed, this is about furthering developing coping skills, manifesting skills, skills around wisdom, peacekeeping, meditation, trust. So much of what happens around the term trust is really faith. Okay, so I think that those are, in this reading anyway, those can be interchangeable. Faith doesn't have to be spiritual based. You can have faith that, you know, the sun's going to shine tomorrow, right? I mean, but it's the same thing, right? Or that it'll shine again after a dark day. And it's the same thing as trust. You trust that the sun will shine a day again after a dark day. It's just about being in the moment, living realistically, and not getting caught up in drama or overextension or emotional fatigue. And then in your internal position, or so this is what's happening as an internal influence, or what I like to call a subconscious position, what you're bringing to the table you may not be aware of, is the by the book. Now, this card is all about sequence, rules, rule books, ledgers. I wouldn't say it's necessarily about seriousness, but it is about doing things step by step and knowing things that have a certain sequence. It could play part and parcel against the To the Sea card. This is about finding balance, going with the flow, for example. And then by the book here, knowing that there's a certain sequence or a series of steps that need to occur before you get to another level, which is a really fantastic place to come from internally, if you ask me, because this means that you're not going to be upset by things that have a series of components or a series of steps, for example. You're going to just understand that. You're going to be able to deal with that. You might even appreciate that. I think there is a lot to life that feels like it's unreliable or feels like there's so many ways to look at it. There's so many different ways to go with it. And I think internally, for whatever's going on this week for you, Pisces, I think you might even feel a sense of relief around this this element of, oh, I don't have to figure this out. I don't have to, play this game, so to speak. I know exactly how this is going to go, like A, B, C, and then it's over, or A, B, C, and then next step. So you might even feel relieved by this, believe it or not, Pisces, this week. And it certainly does lead a little bit into the breathe card as well, where you know what's going to happen next. You can rely on it, and it does sort of enhance this feeling of trust and and ability to meditate and to get to deeper issues without having to worry or put a lot of energy into everything else going topsy-turvy or having too many options. And then with your probable outcome card, I don't know if I've showed these up front for you one by one. I'll do that in just a moment. Sorry about that, I got ahead of myself. Is the New Life card. This is always beautiful to have in any reading. The New Life is literally something new awaits you. It's usually by your own hand, particularly because of all the positive, thoughtful, kind, pleasant, helpful. I think I've already said that. This is really coming through, this sense of help, this sense of assistance. I think this is leading you to a sense of you can accomplish what's next. This is what awaits you, and you're perfectly fine with it. So now I'll show you up close one by one, and then we'll get to the additional cards here. Like I said, the breathe card, without going into it too much deeper, we have an angel who's meditating here. There's some bubbles and stars around her. This is about trust. This is about being available to yourself, being fair to yourself, knowing that the worry really is just a misuse of imagination. Well, the energy that you're just coming out of is exchanging gifts. You can see the fairy literally in the present here. This is about being available to yourself, about friendships and relationships, probably about female relationships or having to do with the feminine realm. If it doesn't have to do with physical femininity or females, it might have to do with the emotions, being in the present with your emotions, being in the present and available to yourself to soothe or to calm yourself, and being available to help create coping mechanisms in order to get you to the next stage. And maybe this is what it is. Maybe you are helping yourself to the next stage of what you need to do. Like, look at this, exchanging gifts, breathe, and new life. Being in the present, breathing, trust, and then a new life. So this could be about the dissolution or the disruption or the letting go even of worry, concern, or feeling burdened with worry and concern is what I mean, right? Everyone worries and gets concerned over some things from time to time, but whatever this is in relation to for you this week, Pisces, I think that you're really on your game. You're really feeling this, you're really focused, and you feel really confident and really safe. So please remember, if there is any upset this week, or if you feel like if there is an old pattern of behavior, for example, or old thought processes that lead you down this notion of the other shoe's going to drop, as a saying, I would let that go altogether. Do your best to laugh at that, and even say terms like "that was then, this is now," okay, and really help yourself out of negative patterns of thinking or belief systems, etc. I don't think it's going to be hard for you. I think you've done this hard work already. But this week is about enjoying the manifestation of that hard work and enjoying what it feels like to get to the next level and start creating, being part of that new life for yourself out of trust and faith. In the external influence or conscious position is to the sea. Like I said, this is going with the flow. This is being available to seeing both sides. This is about generous perspective, the ability to look at both sides, both avenues, both levels, and there is a great deal of balance going on here. Here's air and water. She's right in the center, but they're calm waters. So nothing overarching here. It could just be another term that's associated with this card is cycles. So if there's any issue around cycles here or communication, recycling old emotions, cycling back. This could be the only upset this week is between these two, staying positive and going back to something that wasn't working for you. But you might have even come up with a frame of reference to keep you in the now, to keep you, so to speak, in the present. And this is by the book for you. This is something that you have found works for you. This isn't about taxes. This isn't about the law necessarily. If it is, please say in the comments, because that would be wild. This is really just about you recognizing that in this situation, or to deal with things in order to get to this next level, that there is a series of steps. There is an ABC. There is, it is like a math. Something is like an equation here, but you're not going to be bothered by it. You might even be excited by it, and you might even appreciate it, because, like I said, as I was going over the spread initially, this might even be one of the few things that you don't even have to think about at all. It could be something that you've written down for yourself. It could be something that you're reading online, or a book, or a TED Talk, or another YouTube video with someone that you find helpful or healing to you, if that's the issue this week. Or, like I said, because it's general reading, no matter what's going on, whatever you've decided to look at in order to figure out how to set yourself up for success, you're really pleased with. So I'll leave it at that. You just feel really pleased with that. And then in your probable outcome card, like I said, sorry to have whisked that away just a moment ago, but I did want to do this in order. Your new life card, so this is gorgeous, especially as a probable outcome, because it means that you've achieved another level. New life means that there's a new world that's available to you that you have created for yourself. I mean, this is the central card. You breathing, having faith, knowing what's next, trusting, meditating, being calm. Like, this is all because of you and your mechanisms and your skills and your outlook and your dreams and desires. So you deserve this. This has come about through a lot of hard work, and all hard work includes a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears, doesn't it? So, really give yourself a pat in the back. Congratulate yourself for getting through a tough week or two, or if this has been ongoing and you're accomplishing something that was on a large scale for you, congratulations for getting over something that was taking up a lot of your time, Pisces. And just to look at the symbolism, we've got her hatching out of the egg. This is the opening of a sense of fertility. This is about bringing a sense of something that you had either repressed or wasn't doing anything about or put aside, etc., that you're now cracking open, so to speak, and you're sort of coming out the other side of it, and you feel great because of it. You feel really emboldened. You feel like it's where you need to be. And I would agree. I would agree, because the rest of the cards are really saying that there is no real drama here, no real upset here. I think you're going to be relieved by the fact that there is a set of rules. I know, and who says that, right? Like, who's really, but this is going to work in your favor. Beautiful. So one of your final cards is the frog. The frog's keyword is cleansing. Look at this. This is all about the water and cycles and cleansing and being amphibious. So it's about being able to live in two different worlds, right? We know the amphibians can live both in water and on land, and look at her straddling both the air and the water. This is about balance. You're creating perfected balance for yourself, and believe me when I say it's a coping skill. The majority of the human race wishes they had this on a regular basis. It's really a beautiful feat for a human being to reach, to create a sense of balance and joy and trust and faith in their life. And I think this week will bring you, or you will find this week that you'll be discovering new ways to cleanse old energy that isn't working for you anymore, to cleanse the heart, the mind, your physical areas. Whatever you feel is taking up space for you that needs cleansing, whatever you feel you can do without now. It isn't the giveaway, it's not the turkey card, so I wouldn't say necessarily to give things away, but to certainly like to shed, okay, to get rid of things. I would say more on an emotional or psychological level. Perhaps this is a good week for shedding. And then your final outcome card for the last deck here is nature. These are really beautiful together, frankly. This could be part of your week, Pisces, where you're going to find cleansing within nature, that there is a soul cleansing to be found within nature. Touching trees, touching plants, touching the dirt, the soil, right? Feeling this sense of being reconnected, feeling part of the biological world again, so that you can straddle both of these worlds, the mind and the heart, or the intellect and the emotions, so to speak. So you can straddle these both really fairly and stay on balance so that it doesn't feel like work. Also, nature is just a beautiful place to be, to not only reconnect, but to feel more soulful. Sometimes when we're spending time in nature, particularly with wild animals or animals in forest or wooded areas, it just becomes an experience of magic. So I think there is some magic to be found for you this week in nature. What a joy it was to read this for you, Pisces. I so hope it resonated with you and you found it helpful. If you did, or if you have any comments, please let me know in the comments section below. You can reach me anytime for a personal reading. Like I said, all my details are in the description box. Please take good care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you next week for your next weekly reading. Bye for now.